Hey guys, welcome back. So the Mark 1 Golf, or the Rabbit GTI, is still in bits, so rather than actually fixing it, like all true men do, we bought shiny bits to stick on the car. We got a retractable aerial, which we're going to install. Okay, this is the automatic retracting aerial, or antenna, or whatever you want to call it. And obviously you can see in my car it's been flushed, so there is no hole just here, and there's none on the far side. So what we're going to do is drill a 14mm hole here in the top. Okay, so just before we drill the hole, let's see what comes in the box. This is what the box looks like. This is what the aerial looks like. They give me a little bracket, which is questionable. But anyway, that's the aerial. And the way it works is you have two lives and a ground. So one of them is always going to be constant live. I can't remember which one. I think it's the red one is constant live. You've ground, and the green is a switch. So when you power the green, the arm goes up automatically, and when you don't give this power, it retracts automatically. So that's it. It's really simple for the wiring part. The bracket here, it attaches down here at one of these, and as far as I can figure out, it comes out this way, and then we're going to just bend it. So it's going to be out here somewhere. And in the previous video I showed you taking off the wing, so there's 1, 2, 3 bolts that actually hold on the wing onto the car, and I think it's the middle one or the very top one is where this is going to attach to. So the way this is going to attach is it's going to be attached like that, so the bolt is going to go in this way. Then we're going to bend it, so it's going to be bent like this, so it's going to come out a flat piece, and then that's going to screw into that, so that'll be holding up from the base, so that'll just stop it from just shaking, and it'll give a little bit of support. And obviously here at the very top, this is going to be going through the wing, so the weight of it is actually going to be supported up here as well. Okay, so just have to put on some masking tape, so when we drill through, it'll stop the paint from cracking or the lacquer from shattering with the drill bit going through. I have some masking tape there on the Christmas tree at number 14, so I know to stop there. Right, so let's do some drilling. Okay, that's the hole. Yep, looks like a hole. Let's see if the aerial will fit through it. No, it doesn't fit. Okay, it turned out I actually needed a 19 or 20mm hole, so that's now drilled. And now we're getting ready to install. So I have all the wires untangled. So they're going to go into the inner wing just up here. You can see a little hole just up there. And all the wires are going to go into there and come out just here. So we're going to pull the wires first, and then we're going to push up the aerial and see how it all lines up. Okay, so this is a very important little piece. What this piece here does, it sets the angle at which the aerial sits at. So this wing is actually not flat. Maybe it mightn't come out in camera, but there's a slight slope to it at one side. So we're going to have to counteract that, and this is going to lock it. So it's going to look like the aerial will still go up and down straight, even though it's going to be all mounted crooked. Okay, time to install. Okay, this shows what I mean. So there's a little bit of wiggle room left and right, but that's now going up straight. So it's tied in against the inside, not the outside of the fender, but the inside. And now we're going to get these little collars, put it on, and lock it all in place. Okay, that's it now installed, so it's all tight up to the little gasket there. That's that now installed. I have the wires pulled. Now time to go underneath and try and figure out where that little angle bar is going to go. Android, let's give it a test run. So that's the aerial. Oh! Check that out. So that's it now, all the way up. When you take the green wire off the positive of the battery, so the red wire is still connected, it retracts. Okay, now we go inside the wing, and that's what I've done. So I got the little bar, I divided it in half. There's now 6 holes between the base and all the way in here up to here. There's a second nut in there just so the thread's getting dirty, and that's the way the motor is mounted. So originally I wanted to have the motor more in line, but actually worked out better to have it say like 90 degrees to the car, because this little pipe here which actually lets the water off, that'd be in the way if it was mounted this way. So that's the way the bar is. I use 2 Tex screws to hold it on. The reason why there's 2 Tex screws is because I need it to be totally rigid. If you just have the one, it'll flop around a little bit. So it makes more sense to have it 2, and they're fairly well spaced apart. Yeah, you can use the actual bolts that hold the wing on, but I decided to go with 2 Tex screws because it just made the job a lot nicer and a lot easier to use. Also, the bar is down here. If I used the original one that hold on the wing, it'd be way off up here and it'd be just very difficult just to get at. So it just made more sense just to do that. So that's how it looks now when it's all bolted up. So just have a look up there. That's it all now bolted up. So now onto the wiring. So guys, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe over there, comment down below, don't forget to ring the bell, and follow me on Instagram at I'm Pondering. So the other thing I need is if anyone has dust guards, the inner linings for the wheel arches, if you have them and you live in Ireland and you want to donate them to this project, I'd absolutely love that because I don't have any for this car, and now with the motor down there, I'm really going to need some. So if you do have them and you want to donate them to this project, please leave a comment down below. Okay, here I have my very fancy Silvercrest radio. It has Bluetooth enabled, that's the reason why we have it. And this is the power adapters on the back, so these are called ISO. So this one here, which is the one at the bottom, and it's actually the black one here on my one. They can be different colors, sometimes they're black, or usually they're black I should say. So this is has the bar at the bottom, where the other one has the bar in the middle, so it's the one at the bottom. So we look here at the one with the bar at the bottom, so there's 8 connectors. So which of the 8 is it? So obviously they're all numbered, which is great. So for A, so number 4 would be yellow, which would be battery positive. No, I don't want that one. Blue, which is power amp or power antenna, which is yes, we do want that one. Orange, or number 6, which is orange, would be illumination. No, don't want that one. A7, which is red, ignition on. Could use that one, but I think we'd be better off to use the power antenna. And obviously, yeah, 8 is ground, so we don't want that one. So the one we're going to use is A5. So we look at it here. So the way we count is up, down, but we're starting at the bottom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is this blue and red wire. And I already have a connector onto it, and I've plugged in my green wire, which connects into the antenna, and I have the red just sitting on top of the battery. Okay, we have the radio now connected. We have the green wire just hanging there, just for testing. So we are going to turn on our ignition. Ignition on. The radio is off. So if we press the power button, oh, look at that! The air is going up. Deadly. Yeah, it's after finding a radio station, so I can't turn up the volume because I've done for copyright. Yep, it's finding all the different stations. That's deadly. Local radio. Okay, great. Yeah, it seems to be working pretty well, so I'm really happy with that. So now, ignition is on. So what happens if you just turn off the ignition while leaving the radio on? So even when there's no power, there's still a little bit of power because it connects straight to the battery, and that's going to pull down the aerial. So we just turn ignition back on. It's going to come back up. That's deadly, I just love watching it. Okay, so now we just say we're driving and we're going to just turn off the radio altogether. But we have ignition on and the aerial will come down. So the aerial is linked to the radio and not to the ignition. So as long as the radio is on, the aerial will go up. As long as the radio is off, the aerial will go down, regardless whether the engine is currently on or off. So that's exactly the way I wanted it. Okay, let's pack it all up and see how it all looks when it's all back together again. Okay, I haven't finished all the wiring, but I'm going to show where all the wiring is running. So obviously the green wire is going into the back of the radio, which I showed already. The ground one is running into the grounding strap here, which should be attached to the bonnet. And then we need permanent live, which is the red one. The red one runs down here into a fuse and onto the battery. So it's currently connected into the live of the battery, or the positive of the battery. Maybe long term I'm going to do it into the fuse box, which is just underneath here. But for the moment, I'm just going to link it permanently onto the battery here. Both are correct if you want to wire it into the fuse box of the car. It has an inline fuse anyway, so it doesn't really matter which way you do it. Maybe running it into the fuse box would be that little bit neater. For the moment, I'm just going to join it on here. So yeah, let's give it another go and watch it going up and down. That's going all the way up. So you can hear the motor turning and then it stops. So obviously it's coming to the end of its full stroke, so that's all the way up. Now we're just going to press down. Let's turn off the radio again. And that's coming back down again. Brilliant. And I think this is actually really neat. I think I'm really happy how it turned out, because obviously being a show car, and when you go to shows, you want the aerial to go down and be hidden away, and then when you're ready to go off in your drive, you don't have to get out of the car to pull it back up again. You can just press a button and up it goes. So you may be wondering, well, if I didn't have that little aerial there, what did I have? So I had one of these little aerials here. They're just cheap enough off of eBay, and the idea was we went along here. It was hidden away that you couldn't really see it, and it kept the car looking flush, so I didn't have anything here because it was all painted over. And this is the wiring board, so I have it all wrapped up in tape. And the problem was, it never really worked that well. So if you went on any trees, or you're in kind of in a built-up area or in a shed or something like that, the aerial just didn't work. I think one of the problems was the wiring that went to it. The gauge of the wires were so small and so thin, it literally just didn't have enough power to make it work right. Yeah, it's gone now anyway, so it's obsolete. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, why not give it a thumbs up, subscribe over there, comment down below, don't forget to ring the bell, and if you're on Instagram, why not add me there and subscribe to me? It's I'm Pondering, so don't forget, I'm Pondering. And as always guys, thanks for watching, see you later.